All right, let's get into the papers now. Let's get to know what the papers are saying. What are the headlines? We have joining us journalist and social commentator Charles Ideho this morning. Charles, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice
to see you, Charles.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right,
Very
let's start.
interesting information you gave us before we came on air.
No,
But it's all right. We'll just keep it to ourselves.
That's not for the public.
It's not for the
You know,
public.
I've always said what goes on behind the camera. It's enough. It's a program of its own.
That's not for the public.
No, it's for us alone.
Let's keep it to ourselves.
All right, let's begin with the Punch newspaper now. The FRC, that's the Fiscal Responsibility Commission. Lagos, Osun, Cross River debts exceed revenues by over 480%. And you can see a breakdown of all of that on the front page. And Nigeria has enough capacity to repay 21.7 trillion naira debts. The Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, is saying that. So we should be happy. No worries.
No cause for alarm.
No cause for alarm.
But even if we have the resources, they usually channel resources to the appropriate, the critical areas, the critical sectors. That's the question, because most times when you generate money, you think that the country is very rich. The country is not rich, but individuals are rich. So if we have the capacity to pay, that's on the one hand is gratifying. But on the other hand, what are they? Do they usually do what's expected of them?
Yeah, the real question is,
That's the question.
Are the debts justified?
Are they also justified? Because
when a state goes out to borrow money, whether domestic borrowing or foreign,
so what do they do with it?
How does it translate into the quality of lives of the people?
No, the thing is that borrowing. I always say borrowing is not death sentence.
It's not.
When you borrow, you channel the funds to critical areas. For instance, I always mention the issue of projects. You want to build maybe housing units. What you have done, that area, if it's a city or a local government, you have increased the economic activities, and people, there's no way, even the artisans of them, they're going to make money. But when they take this money, the thing is taken abroad, and then they need to develop other people's economy.
All of those, for whom are we really borrowing?
For whom are we borrowing?
When salaries cannot be paid in so many of these states.
So it doesn't make any sense.
If you look at the infrastructure on ground in many of the states, there's
nothing to show exactly for this huge borrowing.
Lagos has a $50 billion infrastructure gap, and it's been trying to ramp up.
But if you compare Lagos to all the states in Nigeria, at least you'll be impressed that
I think you are seeing something.
There are steps taken in Lagos.
Yeah, you are seeing something.
So anyone who travels to Lagos, goes and comes back in 6 months, you'll be like, okay, I didn't know this was
there before.
It wasn't here
but
before.
The thing is that they have this governors forum. I expect them in most cases, let them interface.
Like a peer review.
You can copy and paste in your state. Yeah. And that's how it's supposed to be.
Okay. We have so many of them. Buhari's government is not corrupt like past administration of Shibaju. We're still going back to the issue of blaming the buck, passing the buck and blaming previous administrations.
I don't think there's a blame game going on here. He's just saying, if you had to make comparisons, this government is not corrupt.
It's 3
like
years,
no.
3 years,
but
3 years into an administration.
In school, we were told
he didn't even say that it is not as corrupt. He said it is not corrupt. Like past.
It's the same thing.
No, when you use like, the competency has come in.
It's simile.
It's an admission. It's an admission of the fact that there's corruption, but
it wasn't like
the groundswell of the previous minister. But the question is that, is there corruption? And he has just answered the question, yes, but no, but
I think Nigerians are tired of this, really.
But
talk about
I think
the
the
issue
past
of
government,
making
they've been gone for nearly 8 years
and
now, and then we are still celebrating.
Yeah.
Jonathan has been made a celebrity all over again.
All right, Ekiti government poll must win for APC, says Oyegun, and the House of Rep Speaker Dogara backs restructuring.
But the thing is that they back it when it will pay them. They will kick it if it doesn't pay them.
It is one thing to back. It's another thing
to
say,
also live by the backing. That's it.
All right, let's just run through some of this. Wake up to your responsibility. Sultan-led JNI tells Buhari and 10 feared dead in fresh Kogi attacks.
That's not letter writing, but that is a speech.
Yeah.
Obasanjo wrote a letter, Abibi wrote a letter, but this one has taken it.
Yes.
If you say, wake up to your responsibility, what does it mean in English?
You've been sleeping
You've been
on the
sleeping.
job.
You've been sleeping.
You've been sleeping.
Exactly.
Okay.
They're also wailing.
We have arrested thugs working for Melaye, says police. This issue
I read the story. I just laughed at Moshood, the police spokesman. He's always in a hurry to rush to the press to find people guilty without even facing any court. Look, you say you just arrested two young men, one 31, the other one 25, and they told you that Melaye contracted them to work for him as thugs. Gave them AK-47, gave them 430,000 naira to share amongst them, their boys. He said they should help him, for re-election. For re-election 2019. I think this is, I may not be Melaye's fan, but look, if you look at the story, you can poo-poo it. I mean, it can't stand any court at all.
All right, the nation says 46 senators sign up to back Buhari in polls order battle. Governors join lobby to save president's veto.
Well, it's becoming very interesting. But I would have, for me, the way it is now, National Assembly coming first, then you have the state as it should be. But the thing is that, you know why I said I should allow you, I will allow you to hold is that most of them are going to face us individually. Because all of them, during the 2015, they were all tied to the apron strings of the president.
The president.
So they rode on the back of the president.
The bandwagon effect.
But this time around, they want to face the electors.
But
the electors and the themselves.
Yeah,
so
that is seeing it objectively. But is that really the reason why this is coming up?
That's the point.
On the other hand, conducting this election in on three-pronged or 3 days, as the case may be, is going to cost more money.
Yes.
Because if you're saying, okay, we're going to do National Assembly first, and then the state government, the House of Assembly, and then the presidency.
Yeah, it could cost more money, but if democracy would be better for it, why not? Why not?
I can
democracy
tell you,
cost, after all.
Almost half of those people who are there may not return. If they have to face using their own credibility, in quote, to say, okay, let them face the electorate.
The point is, Charles, either side believe that whatever the order would not be in their own interest.
Well,
not necessarily in the interest of...
That's the politics
of
that.
Okay, well, Ladoja still has questions to face or to answer. Ladoja's 4.7 billion naira corruption trial resumes today. Of course, details.
But who doesn't have questions to answer amongst them?
Some are already asking, is it because of this third force thing? All of a sudden, Ladoja has to, answer questions again. All right, suspect Melaye gave us 3 guns and 430,000 naira cash. Will it take just 3 guns really to destabilize a state?
And well, they also it's not
the way of making it look like
take the share, but they said train. No, he also said
train other people
to help
towards 2019.
It doesn't make any sense.
According to them,
it doesn't.
But even if it makes sense, let us assume that it makes sense. It is too early to go to the press and tell the whole
without
world
investigation. You have okay, Melaye, have you sought the side of Melaye? Have you concluded investigation and what the court will also say beyond all reasonable doubt?
Well, according to Melaye, look, since the attempt at recall failed, the governor Yahaya Bello does not want to give up on
let's see how it pans out.
Pursuit of Melaye. Oyegun Buhari will ensure free Ekiti poll. Okay, interesting. Oshibajo says $3 billion lost to NNPC strategic alliance deals and 150 billion naira stolen 2 weeks before 2015 elections.
Okay,
who stole the money?
Are there no books kept?
Yeah, to know exactly how the money is moved.
Look, forensic auditing, we catch a thief any day. The thing is that even when the money is exchanged hands, it was not among
maybe in this case, what happened was that the money was there in one vault, and someone just took a trolley and just packed it.
And
then rolled the trolley. And then nobody saw
away.
him rolling the trolley to ask where you going to. Was it the trolley and this and that?
You know, snakes swallowed money and...
No, forget about snake.
But maybe when he was rolling the trolley, the people who saw him, he was giving them...
Do you know who took the money?
Well, I don't know.
The beast called corruption.
At least not a monkey this
Not
time.
the monkey.
All right, let's move on to the Daily Sun now. Okay, yeah. Jonathan blew 150 billion naira days to 2015 election. Oshibadri is saying that, and claim is untrue, says Jonathan's aide. All right, air pollution. Lagos orders residents of Oregun, Ketu, Olushosu, Alausa, others to relocate.
Relocate to where?
Okay.
And these are the folks who have been there for the past 50 years, and the dome met them there. Met most of, so what I expect is that place now is for what they need to do is to bring in developers. Let's find how they can level that place and then look for another area entirely. Do you understand? If you drive through Igondo Road, I don't know how people live there. Most of them have become immune to the stench. So this Olushosu, the dump met a lot of people there. And where are you going?
Government intends to shut down the place, and then I understand Ikorodu and Ekpe has been designated as new places as a dump site.
No, they could even buy a portion of land even along the Ibadan Expressway. They can go maybe the setback, maybe about 5 kilometers away from the road. I mean, these are how.
Look, Charles, we might as well say that all Lagosians should relocate, because when that fire, the dump site fire, the smoke was going up
everywhere.
It spread all across Lagos.
There was a time I was coming on radio, just in the morning like this, when it was Radio Continental. As I got to the 7-Up, that bus stop, the haze.
Exactly.
I couldn't see.
You couldn't see.
The lights were on, but you couldn't see anything.
Exactly.
Because of the smoke from that area. So I think rather than ask them to relocate, they should even let us stop using that place. Look
the question I ask
they've
is,
officially stopped using the place.
The fire that's been going on there for a few days now, was it deliberate? Or is it
no, it may not.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, let me tell you. Let me make conjectures.
So we're trying to solve one problem by creating another.
Let me make conjectures.
Yeah.
In most cases, when they bring these dumps, some of them are from the Akara women and so on. You still have some little fire. Number one. Number two, those scavengers who make a lot of money. I understand they make a lot of money from.
Oh yeah, they do.
So they also smoke. So when they smoke, they just dump this scrap boot, and it could over time.
But the point there is that dump site has been there for
forever,
close to 10 years.
Yes.
And if you keep piling things up, the heat from underground can certainly spark off anything.
You know?
Yeah.
The environmental
we have, moving on now, Electoral Act. National Assembly assembles 6 senior advocates of Nigeria and experts to tackle Buhari. INEC committed to democracy.
But a lawyer even said that it's a non-prosequi. How do they even say this? They are legal.
Yeah.
Because, it's a bill. It has not even become legal. So what are you going to... They are legal.
Yeah.
Because, it's a bill. It has not even become legal. So what are you going to court to argue about? So he said that it's just it's a total waste of time, according to a lawyer. At least I watched on TV the other day.
Okay.
If it had become an art, you can argue that. But this is just still a bill. So in the eye of the law, that law doesn't exist.
And then we have Kogi, suspected herdsmen, killed traditional ruler, wife, 8 others. We still have this killings.
Well, it's quite surprising that a Yahya Bello, who through his doors open, gave massive land for that.
Yeah,
is a civilian. So what is? But I thought when somebody invited you to his house, you should be happy. So how come the visitors are now the people can consider it doesn't make any sense at all.
It just says there's more to it than really meets the eye.
Obviously.
Would that be all from the Daily Sun? All right, let's move on very quickly to the Vanguard. Corruption in judiciary goes beyond bribery. That's CJN Walter Onoren saying there. According to him, he's going to do everything it takes to ensure that corruption
he's going to do or he's doing. No, but I would prefer we are doing all these futuristic tenses.
Just like we're going to declare a state of emergency in education.
Okay.
And you wonder why that hasn't been done yet.
This future perfect tenses.
He said the National Judicial Council, NJC, under his watch, would tackle the cankerworm.
We're still saying the same thing.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing.
These are future perfect tenses.
They're going to, they're planning.
We are already doing it.
It's still a plan.
All right, there's still other stories here. NERC breaks Disco's monopoly, introduces meter asset providers.
So
Discos will not be the only ones providing meters to Nigeria.
Let Nigerians have meters. That's
Again,
all.
what they need to do, if they just rely on that, so their job is just to provide the meters. But again, are they also above board? We also need to, because there's what we call Nigerian factor, which is also a beast, as we call the other one. So if we're able to see, okay, and there are prospects for them to also recoup their investment, it may work, but are they also above board? We need to also look at that.
Well, it's surprising that none of the papers we have this morning actually talks about the IGP ordering withdrawal of policemen attached to VIP.
No, some
as in terms of bold,
they're not bold
headlines.
They just talk them.
Does it mean?
They
Does
just
it
talk
say something? Is it a loud statement?
No,
the point there is,
if I were an editor,
yeah,
I will also talk it inside the belly.
Yeah,
like it's not something that
but the thing is, it's a sour taste. It's a sing song or something. It's been there forever.
Since 2009, in the days of Onovo.
This one will come and say dismantle a roadblock, dismantle everything.
So it's not news anymore.
And then in addition to that, he says, look, he opens a small, tiny window and says, if you qualify, reapply.
But who determines the
qualification?
Who determines the qualification?
What are the criteria for qualification?
In the meantime, experts are raising the alarm over rising cases of kidney disease in pregnant women in Nigeria.
But what could be dieting is sort of part of it. Dieting is, if you look at, because of the economic situation, the dieting.
Is it just the diet, environmental factors too? There's too much
about
stress.
These are part of the thing that could trigger certain things.
And of course, a pregnant woman's immunity is already compromised.
It's already compromised.
And then when you add all of this into the mix, it's a very troubling situation. What else do we have here? There's something about married men.
Your favorite Mr. and Mrs.
Okay, infidelity is on the rise, is on the increase, and men are the most culprits. If there are things your mistresses or girlfriends are doing that I'm not doing, please, could you just list them out? And the man says, no, I don't have any girlfriends, but I'll find out from those who have.
But it's as well culpable. If he knew those who have, then it's also culpable.
It's a technical answer.
He's in the company of married men.
You can't catch him. It's a very technical answer. All right, I think the last here is this day. Herdsmen strike again in Kogi, kill traditional ruler, his wife, 10 others. And U.S. government backs Otom, that's the governor of Benue State, on ranching. We haven't effectively tackled corruption. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo admits.
That's different from what he said in the other.
No,
but he has a rider here. It says that Jonathan shared 150 billion 2 weeks before 2015 polls.
But we are nearing the election year, so anyway, let's get there first.
He that has. Yeah, let him hear what
the spirit is saying.
Okay.
All right, now CBN deputy governor nominees, others undergo Senate committee screening. An IG withdraws policemen from VIPs, deploys 2,000 personnel in 300 Northeast schools. Amnesty, security forces ignored distress calls on Dapchi girls' abduction.
Again, I also ask, because I said they made calls twice that day, between 2:30 to 6 p.m. I said nobody listened. But what I'm even asking is that who made the call? To whom? Who received it? Even if they go to all these
interesting questions,
they can look
and
at
on
it
that
and
note, we'll just have to leave it there.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Charles Sideho.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, there's more to come, of course, on. All right, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, Charles Sideho is still very much here with us. Going to stick around to find out what we'll be talking about next. Stay with us.